Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We are looking at something that is honestly an absolute game changer, especially if you're navigating the incredibly demanding world of medical school. And, doubly so if you're an international med student trying to break into the US system. We're talking about an enormous, compelling opportunity that you can jump on literally today. We're shifting away from the old way of doing things. Instead, we're looking at how artificial intelligence can act not just as a basic tool, but as your actual strategic co pilot. I mean, imagine having this highly intelligent partner working in the background while you study, while you're on clinical rotations, or even while you sleep. That's the level of leverage we're unpacking today, and it is going to completely change how you approach your career.
Right off the bat, we really need to change our mindset here. Take a look at this quote straight from our source material. This isn't about giving you, just a list of buttons to click or a basic feature list. If you're an ambitious med student juggling exams, networking, and figuring out your finances, a simple tool just isn't going to cut it. You need something that understands the full picture of what you're trying to achieve. You're stepping into a partnership where the AI operates as a strategic co-pilot. It's an active agent. It's ready to surface opportunities for you rather than just sitting where passively waiting for you to type in a command. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast between the tools of the past and the massive opportunities sitting right in front of you. A passive feature list, well, it executes basic commands, generates some generic text, and sure, that's great for writing a basic email, but let's be real, it doesn't move the needle on a medical career. On the flip side, a strategic co-pilot is entirely context-aware. It actually has a degree of agency, and most importantly, it actively surfaces high-value opportunities based on your exact situation. This is a massive, massive shift. You're essentially bringing on a highly capable chief of staff whose entire purpose is to navigate the messy complexities of your medical journey, all while you focus on the actual medicine. To truly grasp what's possible here, we have to talk about this concept, asymmetric leverage. Basically, this means achieving disproportionately massive results and opportunities from just a tiny minimal input of your own time. Look, when you're in medical school, time is your absolute most constrained resource, right? You simply don't have 50 extra hours a week to scour the internet for scholarships or piece together business opportunities. Asymmetric leverage means you put in, say, 1 hour of direction, and your co-pilot puts in the equivalent of 40 hours of deep research and execution. This is absolutely crucial. It's the core strategy for scaling your career and your income, and doing it immediately.
So let's break down exactly how this operates in the real world. We'll start with Pillar 1, scholarship and opportunity hunting, which is arguably the #1 bottleneck for any international medical student. Finding these programs is traditionally a grueling, incredibly time-intensive process. It's a huge barrier to entry. But let's look at how this changes everything. In the old days, you'd spend hours and hours searching manually. Now, your co-pilot runs deep research sweeps to build you a living, breathing database of opportunities, complete with eligibility criteria, strict deadlines, and exact award amounts. Even better, it sets up automated workflows, meaning you literally wake up to a fresh digest of new scholarships and upcoming deadlines over your morning coffee. And when it's finally time to apply, you just dump your raw thoughts and the AI drafts a polished, professional personal statement. It fact-checks your claims against your sources and then updates a centralized application tracker. It takes the heavy lifting completely off your plate so you can focus entirely on high-level strategy. Moving beyond just funding, we transition right into Pillar 2, building scalable business systems in med school and doing it with low capital. The source material makes a great point here. Ambitious students don't just want to be doctors anymore. They want to build business systems that scale asymmetrically. And this is where the capabilities get just incredibly advanced. Your co-pilot isn't just giving you vague business advice, it's actually executing the foundational work. It can conduct deep market research on the complex U.S. healthcare landscape. It runs competitor analysis so you truly understand the market before you ever step foot in it. Need a web scraper or a custom data pipeline built? The AI can literally execute code in a sandbox environment to build those tools for you on the fly. No joke. It can even draft investor-ready documents, financial models, and pitch decks. It is saving you days, actually probably weeks of manual labor. It allows you to act like a CEO directing operations rather than an entry-level analyst crunching numbers.
And this brilliantly illustrates how we move into Pillar 3, activating your existing network and building new, powerful connections into the U.S. medical system.
Now, you likely already have a network, right? Mentors, classmates, maybe some family connections. But the goal isn't just to have them sit there on LinkedIn. The goal is to activate them. Before you ever speak to a professor or a program director, your AI researches them so you know exactly what they care about. It then drafts highly personalized, context-aware outreach emails. We're talking zero generic templates here. But okay, here is the most astonishing part. Take a second to process this. The AI can actually make real phone calls on your behalf to U.S. businesses or institutions to inquire about programs and availability, and then report straight back to you. I mean, wow. It then compiles all of this into a living contact dossier, tracking exactly who is who and what your next steps are. It is basically your own dedicated PR and networking team.
Let's move to and see how this builds into our final core areas. We are grouping career strategy and short-term cash flow into one massive AI-powered strategic block.
Because, look, it's one thing to have a long-term 5-year goal, but you also need to survive and thrive right now, in the present. On the career strategy side, the Copilot provides a crystal-clear roadmap. It researches the U.S. medical system, residency matching, and the USMLE. It dives deep into specialty data, things like lifestyle, compensation, competitiveness, so you are making huge life decisions based on hard data. Simultaneously, on the cash flow side, it identifies remote, freelance opportunities where you can leverage your medical knowledge for immediate cash. It can help you build monetizable content like articles or courses, and even spot arbitrage opportunities where you offer services to U.S. clients from abroad. You are quite literally mapping out your future while funding your present.
Okay, let's take a breath for a second. To truly unlock all of this leverage, we have to talk about the honest boundaries.
Understanding what this system cannot do is just as important as knowing what it can. This isn't magic, right? It's a highly advanced system, and knowing its technical limits is the absolute key to maximizing your leverage and maintaining trust in the whole process. This breakdown perfectly lays out how to navigate those boundaries by pivoting technical limitations into really practical workarounds. For instance, the AI can't proactively reach out to someone without you initiating it first. But you can solve this by setting up automated workflows that just run on a schedule. It doesn't have perfect long-term memory across isolated chat sessions, so you simply share your goals and context at the start of a new project. It can't make legal or financial decisions for you, obviously, but it can heavily research and recommend the absolute best path for you to finalize. And while it can't directly post to your social accounts, it creates the polished content for you, so all you do is hit publish. By structuring your workflows around these realities, the boundaries practically disappear. Which brings us to the most important part of this entire explainer: tackling your number one bottleneck with a concrete, immediate action plan. We've covered a massive landscape of capabilities today, but as the source material points out, you are juggling a lot. So the crucial point is following this exact roadmap to deliver an immediate, high ROI action right now. Step 1, deploy the Copilot to run a deep research sweep specifically on U.S. scholarships and fellowships available for the upcoming 2026 to 2027 cycle. Step 2, have it compile all those eligibility criteria, deadlines, and exact award amounts. Step 3, it builds a track spreadsheet for you to work from immediately. This transforms an overwhelming multi-week research project into a perfectly organized asset handed right over to you. Which leaves us with this incredibly empowering question, straight from your new Copilot: want me to start that now? The asymmetric leverage we've been talking about is sitting right in front of you. While you're sleeping tonight, what could your AI be building for your future? The only real question left is, are you ready to hand over the heavy lifting and finally step into the role of the strategist?